You mentioned that your team's already got sort of the camaraderie going off the floor. You had a 2-game road trip to start off. What's that been like early on? What's the plane rides been like? What have you guys been talking about?
The plane rides have been really dope because the team is so close, right? Everybody gets along so well. Music's playing, got guys playing cards, got guys talking about the food. We also got these Normatec Goes, and this isn't like a sponsored shout out. Like these things are pretty
Huh.
cool. Like they're not paying me to say
Never
this.
heard of them.
So Normatec is basically they like, I don't know, you call them like the legs, the giant legs that you put on. You see guys kind of zipping up, and it's
Oh
supposed
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah. Okay.
good for the blood flow, recovery, all those types of things.
Yeah, it sort of
They,
pressurizes and then releases, pressurizes and
mhm.
releases. Right. Okay.
Yep. So they have these Normatec Goes. Like I think John Morant has the commercial on TV where you could just like put them on your calf for like 30 minutes. So you got guys doing that. You got guys using the Mark Pro, which is basically electric stim that
Hmm.
contracts the muscle, kind of shocks the muscle to kind of help you speed up recovery. So you got guys who are doing recovery stuff. You got guys who are eating, playing cards. You got me watching League Pass and getting recovery. And I think the talk around the team right now is just about the rest of the NBA. Everybody's watching games. Everybody's talking about different games, different matchups, how players are playing, who's back in the league this year, and I think that's just the excitement. There wasn't any Draymond Green like worthy news this last
Right.
week of basketball, but it was just really cool to see matchups. And I thought it was really unfair that Memphis played a back-to-back against Dallas on national television. I was like, come on, Ja drops 49. He gets rewarded with a back-to-back against Luka. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
that I mean
man.
that was a nasty little schedule loss right there. You know what I was realizing before the season started? There's like two or three of you guys that touched 30 on this team, right? Or just
Yeah.
two? You and
GT,
JV, and then
G,
Garrett Temple. That's
yep.
the who he play for veteran, Garrett Temple. What does that do? Like how do you have, like, you got 21-year-olds, you got a 19-year-old on there, that sort of
Mhm.
variety in the locker room? Do you sort of take any ownership in just being able to merge everybody together and all the different age groups and everything?
Yeah, I think first of all, I don't know a lot of these rappers that they're listening to nowadays. So I'd be like, who's this? Uh, let's put on some Marvin Gaye. But I think the cool part is that we all are young, but a lot of us have old souls. Like Herb is like 45 at heart. You know what I mean? Like he's
You
super
have to
young.
be if you go by Herb. Like, you can't just be this cool 22-year-old going by Herb Jones.
Super young. For instance, I was getting a massage today by our massage therapist, and she's like, "This is a Herb inspired playlist," and it was all smooth jazz, like smooth
Mm.
jazz, old school, like giving off Aretha Franklin vibes. Like you had Teddy P, like super super smooth, like old school. But I say all this to say that I'm just myself, right? I'm real laid back. I like to go out to eat, like to go to nice dinners, things of that nature. And last night after we lost to Utah, I went out to eat. I went to Sophia, this Italian restaurant off Magazine Street, downtown New Orleans, and Jose was there.
Mhm.
And obviously Jose's a younger player. So that kind of tells you like how guys get down. A guy in his 20s, second year in the league, going to eat at an Italian restaurant after the game with his family. Griff, our GM, or Griff, our president of basketball operations, was also there with his family. And I was there with my wife and my father and his girl. So it was just like, I'm 30, got a 20-year-old, you got my dad's 60 something. Like we're all coexisting in the same spaces because one thing we all like to do is eat, right? So
Yep.
no matter what city we're in, we kind of figure out times so we can go out to eat together. Depending on who we're with, I might bring some wine or whatever the case may be. But it's funny you asked me that because one of my teammates said, "What are you about to go home and do?" And I said, "I'm about to go home and go to sleep, get ready for my son, get ready for my son to get up at 7 a.m. Like this doesn't stop." He was like, "That's a different life," and I was like, "Yeah, bro, real responsibilities."